Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you where you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you where I'm bound away across the wide Missouri.
There are three primary challenges that small farms face today if they want to be profitable and not just an expensive hobby. Access to land, human resource, and cash flow are those three challenges. In this video, I'm going to use my visit to Polyface Farms and the Polyface Farms model to show you how these three biggest challenges can be overcome as a beginner farmer. When I first jumped into farming, Joel Salatin's book, Salad Bar Beef, gave me the confidence that I could raise livestock as a beginner with only 30 acres and even make a profit at it. I read this book almost 6 years ago, and 3 years after finishing the last chapter, I was able to go full-time into agriculture on my 30-acre enterprise as someone with no prior experience in the industry. The journey took a turn from beef and pivoted into sheep as a better fit for small acreage. But I scaled my revenue and went full-time into farming by mimicking several facets of the Polyface Farm model. Not just the meat farming side, but also by mimicking several of Salatins' value-added enterprises as I built out my own farm. For those who don't know, the Polyface Farms business model is different from your average farm business model. Joel Salatin routinely garners criticism from the farming establishment for his opportunistic business mind. Salatin emphasizes the concept of leaving no dollars on the table, monetizing Polyface Farm through not only a robust direct-to-consumer meat sales model, but also through agritourism, education, and on-farm mentorship opportunities. Small farmers willing to follow this example, or at least pluck some portion of it and apply it to their own farms, will soon realize that creating ways for the world to interact with our farms not only broadens profit margins, but provides the connection to the land that an increasingly detached society is longing for. As I walk through these three solutions to the three primary problems that small farmers face, I want to encourage you to pluck at least one unconventional component and consider how it might help you to widen profit margins at your own small farm. Tell me in the comment section which one you choose. I'd love to hear. If you're interested in the full-length one-to-one interview with Joel Salatin from this day, featuring farm business tips, how to access and acquire land as a beginner, how to launch into the market as a new farmer, and more, click on the first link in the description of this video, and I'll email it to you for free and without ads. The first challenge new farmers often face is access to the land. Now, for those entering the farming industry honestly, the price of land per acre today is hard, if not impossible, to pay for and make a profit through farming. But there are three primary ways that Salatin encourages new farmers past this hurdle. Number one is to undertake stewardship of family land. Now, landowners are aging, and oftentimes the only component that forces them to sell is the absence of youth and vision. This is the route that I took to start my farm business. I'm not a landowner. Instead, I leased 30 acres of family land for my sheep farm business, and this arrangement has worked very well. I have access to land that would have cost me multiple six figures to get into, and my family has someone that covers land maintenance and a little bit of extra income through that lease. Option number two for land access is, once again, leasing land. Now, this is almost a direct replica of the previous option, but instead of family, you approach a stranger for land access. I've personally had success gaining short-term leases through this method, and I'll link the official video of the process below. And yes, cold calls are uncomfortable, but you'll get over it. In short, I used the Onyx Hunt app to find the landowner's name, and then from there, your option is to either ask ask around the community for a phone number or send a letter requesting to lease that land. Now, the third way and least popular way to get into land is to inherit it. And I say this is the least popular option because honestly, many people are not going to inherit hundreds of acres. Now, Joel Salatin did acquire Polyface Farms from his father, who bought it as a rundown and desolate patch of acreage. Joel Salatin was intentional to carry forward his father's vision of regenerating this land base and has done so masterfully. This willingness to carry forward a vision is often what is lacking in youth today, and I believe it is an absence of that willing spirit that prompts many landowners to sell rather than leaving the land to their children. The second primary hurdle for new farmers is human resource. Most new farmers start with a lot of energy and excitement, try to juggle every facet of the farm themselves, and then burn out after 3 to 4 years with no one to take up the slack on that farm. Now, the Polyface model amends for the human resource crisis in 2 ways. Number 1, through a seasonal mentorship program, and number 2, through a small handful of year-round staff. Now, this is a self-feeding human resource system that Polyface has developed, and it is really genius. The seasonal mentorship program opens the opportunity for young people to apply for a seasonal position at Polyface Farms as a land steward. Now, this group of young people lives at Polyface during the busiest and most labor-intensive season at the farm, late spring to early fall. And these young people learn invaluable skills through participation in day-to-day operations at the farm. In exchange, they contribute a huge amount of human resource to the farm during a time of year when the workload is at its peak. These seasonal stewards work for room and board as well as food. They receive mentorship and experience in place of money. And the best of these seasonal stewards are sometimes offered a year-round paid position at Polyface. Now, this is a truly novel way of solving the farm labor crisis, and one that even the smallest farms could employ. Cash flow is the third primary hurdle that small farms face, and one of my favorite of these 3 topics. Now, something to know is that Polyface Farms is not a commodity grain farm, but a direct-to-consumer meat sales business. No commodity grain and no commodity cattle are sold off the farm. And if you are curious as to the difference between commodity and retail, commodity can be thought of as a means of selling products wholesale. Retail is a means of selling product direct to consumer, capturing a higher price as well as a higher profit margin, and it's a much more suitable method for small farms selling low volume. Now, Polyface Farms direct markets pork, chicken, eggs, lamb, turkey, and rabbits, all sold with the value-adding component of being raised almost entirely on pasture. Polyface sells these products through their website as well as through local buying clubs, scheduling weekly or bi-monthly product drops to health-conscious communities in upper-class Virginia. Now, in addition to these conventional food-based revenue streams, Polyface has several value-adding enterprises that widen profit margins beyond meat. Number 1, a farm store with a variety of merch and locally sourced products. Number 2, weekly Lunatic farm tours at $25 per head. Number 3, high-value multi-day seminars hosted on farm. Number 4, self-publishing, which Joel Salatin does himself. And number 5, paid speaking tours where Salatin once again travels and represents the regenerative agriculture community. Now, we're not all Joel Salatins, so some of these opportunities may not be as viable for us personally, but at least one of them probably would be for you. In fact, watch this video next where I employed several of these methods to go from $0 to $100,000 in revenue within 3 years on my small farm.